to the agency.
What is going on, Arcs Defenders, Guardians, Photoners, whatever you classify yourself as? It is me, Chris1 or C1, coming to you guys with my very first, I guess this is like my official YouTube video. Never really done a huge step into this. This is my first real foray into it. And I wanted to make a video on a series that I actually truly appreciate. Obviously PSO being one of those series that I truly love and enjoy. But let's take a step back. For those that are unfamiliar with me, you might have seen me in various other streamers' channels, you know, other official content creators. You might even see me on YouTube in different people's comments in their videos as well. I am a Twitch streamer as well as an official content creator for PSO2. And I just want to give some suggestions and ideas that I think would actually help benefit the PSO2 community in game without doing anything too drastic. So first off, this is going to be very, very scuffed, and I'm going to be making a lot of different points. Some you might agree with, some you might not agree with. Any ideas that you might have, be sure to drop them down in the comments below, and you know, let's get this thing going. So to start off first, one of the main ideas that I have revolves around the whole idea of the urgent quest. There's multiple ideas within this as well. For starters, let's start with this: the removal of mining rig in Alio and Petisverus urgent quest. Some of you guys might be like, okay, well, you've been playing the game, right? You were not going to benefit from that. You're right, I would. But there are other people that are new to the game that have never had a chance to do any of these urgent quests. Now the only way that they can actually do it is by going into one of the other alliances and getting the alliance badges to get the trigger for it. To me, I feel like that's, you know, kind of sucks for new players because they're never going to experience that. And then by the time that they, you know, get to the point that they could experience it, why would you want to experience it? Because one, you've already out-leveled the urgent quest for it, and then two, the drops for it suck, which harps to another idea. We need to do something about these drops. I know I'm not the only player that's just tired of going into doing Aegis or any other urgent quests that are in Alio and then getting a Resurger as one of your rewards for completing that. Like, we only truly cared about getting Resurgers when we were in Alio. And that's been about, what, 2 years ago now? We are tired and seeing these Resurgers. They don't mean anything to us anymore. Unless there's like a Resurger Mark II that's like on par with where we're at. We don't care to see those anymore. Which makes me get to another idea. We need to introduce this rank system and improve it. So obviously, if you happen to start PSO2 last month and were like, you know what? I'm having fun with this game. There's a limited time quest going on called Happy Rappy Rumble. I'm about to go jump into that, only to see that you have to be level 70. And if you happen to start like within like what 3 weeks ago, you just weren't going to be able to level up fast enough to get into the Happy Rappy Rumble. We need to actually go back and rework some of these limited time quests, these urgent quests, so that new players can actually experience these things and get involved with it so they can get an idea of what to expect later on. Obviously, we'd have to tweak some things here and there to make it so that, you know, a level 20 can do these, but we don't want a level 20 coming in and fighting Aegis right out the gate. Like, obviously, story-related things you have to build up to that point. But some of these other things that are not really super duper story related, you know, we can give it to some of these new players and let them try it out. As well as tying into the whole idea of, with the rank system, we need to work this idea out. We need to be able to improve the drops on that as well. And when I say improve the drops, I don't want to go into Alio, do Aegis, rank 2, and then see a Gregar. We need to have, like, you know, at the very, very bare minimum, having a Neos drop in there and nothing else below that. Like, obviously we have our auto sell and all that, but we need to, you know, work it out so that there's, based on our level, where we're at in the game, we can get drops that just does not go below where we're currently at. Getting a gold weapon here and there is fine. Getting a silver weapon, yeah, that's fine. But I don't want to keep seeing Resurgers. Hey, you. Are you still watching? If so, go ahead and leave me a hashtag first time. That way it lets me know you've been enjoying the video and you made it to this point. I'll be using this scene like this to let you guys know about giveaways and little special things, and this is how you personally interact with me. Now let's get back to the video. But I don't want to keep seeing resurgers. I don't want to keep seeing Gregars. I don't want to, because we've been in that region before and then we just should still get these drops. No, I don't agree with that. And another idea, going back to limited time quests and urgent quests, especially the mining rig. How about when we work on doing the mining rig, we actually get things from mining? It kind of makes sense, right? You know, if I'm going to do the mining rig, I would like to get a lot of photon chunks. I would like to get a lot of, you know, monolites, the things that we need to actually create better weapons and this and that. Which, jumping over to weapons, I think there's another idea. We should actually introduce elemental weapons that players can use. They don't have to be like top of the line, best gear weapon, but you know, something that can help us do some elemental damage when we don't happen to have a Tector, a Bouncer, or a Force character on standby. Yes, I know we can multi-weapon, we can use two classes at the exact same time, but we don't always have that at our advantage and on hand at any point in time. So it would be nice to be able to have these elemental weapons. You know, put a wind weapon in Ritim, put a fire weapon obviously in Sia, put a nice weapon in Kavaris. You know, make it like a level 60 weapon, and then later on down the line when we're like level 90 or so, we can take these weapons, use them as some type of method to create a new stronger weapon. You know, I mean, that's how we got our Kaiser series weapons, so why not do it again but with an elemental weapon? It would be nice. Let us get into another idea that I have as well in relating to urgent quest, the tier system of urgent quests. And what I mean by tier system, I don't mean like rank 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s. I mean kind of like that, but this kind of harps over to base PSO2. Back a long time ago, there was a boss known as Darkfall's Elder. I believe the Mothership also had it in its urgent quest system, where everyone in the ship worked together to complete goals that would actually, you know, based on you can just set it to however many enemies you beat or whatever the case was. You would do it so many times, you would build up a meter at the top of the screen, and then once it hit full, it would transition to another phase of the fight, which would lead to another phase of the fight or to the final boss battle that you would do. I feel like we should do something on a grand scale. Obviously, now that we're dealing with the Starless, you know, the dolls are still a threat, so let's have an all-out war against dolls. You start off in the Alio region, fight a bunch of enemies there on kind of like how the mining rig was, based on a wave system. Then you move over to Ritim, fight a bunch of enemies over in Ritim, move to Kavaris, move to Stia, and then you come back somewhere for a grand finale fight against something big. And then as a result of this, get this, you bring back some old doll bosses and make them have a point again. Petisveris, Estragas that we would see in the Alio mining rig. So just bring back some of these other bosses. It would be nice to see that. It would be kind of cool in a sense. At least I think that. And then the more enemies that you beat before you get to the final boss, it could actually build up a drop system, like improve the drops that you could possibly get. So like if you got like the ship worked together and got it to like rank 2, you know, you would have like a higher chance of like get some things that you haven't had a chance to get. So like, you know how back in the day when people were trying to get the Ninja B, you know, that's a way to get that again or something like that, based on how much the ship as a collective works together to get the urgent quest done. Another idea. I know we saw that there was the whole thing going on with the Nadara, the concert, and we want to get our concert buffs without actually being at the concert. How about we bring back some of these old songs by going to the concert so many times? Obviously, during base game, there were a lot of different things going on with that, where, you know, we would have Persona songs that were in the game. I know I even seen it on the Arx Visi phone. There's Yakuza songs that are in the game that I haven't seen in any shops. So let's, you know, go to the concert so many times. You can get access to some of these songs again because they're not actually able to be obtained in the game anymore. Another idea that could actually be good, but this is going to kind of only pertain to a certain group of people, referring to the official creators. Funny enough, Thrift actually made a post about it last night, and I was in the process of actually getting this recorded and getting things situated with it. we need to have some type of way of making the official creators have a purpose. Obviously, when you think of official creators with various different games, you like these are the people that we go to for news on the game. These are the people that we go to watch that play the game. They sometimes have drops. That would be a great thing. I know some people have mentioned it before. You watch your official creators, you get some type of drops. You know, something cool from watching them, or even then. For those that are unfamiliar or really don't know too much about it, the very first fashion show that was happened to take place in NGS, which actually was back in the creative space, or not creative spaces, but in the base game inside of the challenge mode ships. That was where the fashion show took place at, and they got everyone together. It was kind of like a cool idea to bring the community together to do something. We would love to have some type of support with that to get the word out to the community, but I mean, it's kind of hard to do that when there's only so many people that follow us and we don't have that reach that the official pages have. So it'd be nice to, you know, communicate with the community managers and try to get some word out for these events so that people can actually feel like they're a part of something, instead of being on Twitter and arguing about whose weapon does more damage or whose weapon only can take out some of the other enemies, because that's a whole kind of issue in itself that I don't feel like getting into. But these are just some ideas that I personally have. What about you guys? What do you guys have in mind that you think that would actually help out with PSO2 and just bring some type of life into the game? Big shout out to Neku for also doing this track that you guys are hearing in the background. If you guys want to see or listen to that, there will be a link in the description down below. And with that said and done, I'm going to be getting out of here. Leave your ideas, anything that you guys might want to see done, some ideas that you might have had. I'll be checking them out. Leaving a like, comment, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.